Bonsoir Nadine Yambo. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on the 8 p.m. bilingual newscast on Equinox Television, live from Douala, Cameroon. In this edition of the newscast, the nationwide protest demonstration of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement's political party built for today, the 13th of April 2019, did not take place anywhere across Cameroon. The party, however, decided so in a meeting that took place recently in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. The CRM political party is, however, challenging the decision of the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanganji, banning the protests in court. And locally, we shall be taking you to Babonji, that is a locality in the west region of Cameroon. The people are asking government to renovate the lone health center that is in this locality. They are equally asking for basic social amenities to be provided to them. We shall be giving you the suffering and painting the picture of this locality of the west region of Cameroon, and equally talking about this historic act of Pope Francis. He kissed the feet of the president of South Sudan, that is Salva Kiir, and his age rival Riek Machar. He asked them to go and reconcile so the people of South Sudan can know peace. It should be noted that this country has been in conflict since getting independence from the present-day Sudan. We shall be telling you more in this edition of the newscast, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Nadine Yambo. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us in the second segment of news in the English language. We begin in politics. Members of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement's political party did not march across Cameroon in protest today, April 13, 2019, but they will do so in a date to be announced soon. The decision came out of a meeting that took place yesterday in the nation's political capital. The said meeting was chaired by the party's third national vice president, Barrister Emmanuel Sim. The CRM political party is, however, determined to challenge the April 5th decision of Paul Atanganji banning the protest demonstration of the CRM political party. He described the said protest demonstration that was supposed to take place today as planned provocation and uprising. More in the following report. The peaceful protest demonstration of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement's political party, built for Saturday, April 13, 2019, did not take place anywhere across Cameroon because the party decided so. Following a press conference organized by Barrister Emmanuel Sim, third national vice president of the party, the CRM political party decided to move the protest demonstration to a yet-to-be-announced date.
Nous pensons que pour éviter.
According to Barrister Emmanuel Sim, the postponement is in line with what he qualifies as the illegal decision of Minister Paul Atanganji of Territorial Administration, banning the peaceful protest manifestation of the CRM across Cameroon. He went further to reveal that the CRM political party has decided to challenge the decision of Paul Atanganji in court and will communicate the exact date as soon as possible for the next protest demonstration. Barrister Emmanuel Sim, on behalf of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement's political party, also regretted what he called complicity of the judicial system in Cameroon, which he thinks has refused to decide on their complaint against the decision of the Minat boss vis-à-vis their protest demonstration. Barrister Sim also said the courts in Douala and Yaoundé failed to program a hearing after the complaints were deposited, and in Bafoussam, west region of Cameroon, a hearing was convened and the matter adjourned to April 16, 2019. The Cameroon Renaissance Movement political party say it has become a target not only for the ruling CPDM party, but for the entire government of Cameroon, which is fighting every day to conquer it. The party, through the voice of Barrister Emmanuel Sim, said they will continue to fight on to give victory to democracy in Cameroon. And in the west region of Cameroon, inhabitants of the locality of Bakonji are requesting the government of Cameroon to help renovate the lone health center that exists in this locality. They say sick people are unable to be treated in the said hospital facility because of lack of equipment. Simat Jikan Gabriel tells us more.
Lack of beds, drugs, and rotting ceiling boards alongside dirty toilets. These are some of the immediate problems encountered by the population of Bakonje in the Upper Plateau Division of the West Region.
We are not having nice pharmacy here because when you go to the pharmacy, at times you want to buy only para and there is no para. If there is no para in the hospital, what are they selling there? So we are pleading for you people to help us. There is no maternity section here in Bakonje.
The locality that has a population of 5,000 people is in dire need of medical facilities.
Our mothers are sick, they are not in good health. But in the hospital, we still need better nurses who can be living in the hospital when one of the mother is sick at any time. Because at times when you are sick and go to the hospital, you will not meet anybody there. So when there is nobody in the hospital, how can we be living here without a nurse in the hospital?
It was due to the lack of medical facilities that elites of the area organized a free screening for the population. An occasion for the chief, His Royal Highness Mumi III, to call on the elites, internal and external, to help the village. Apart from the lack of medical facilities, taps in Bakonje village have remained dry for several months now. The zone, blessed with raw materials, is suffering from poor road networks, forcing the commercial bike riders who ply the roads to always go to the garage for repairs.
And the concept and role of ombudsman in good governance and the protection of human rights came under the spotlight recently in Yaoundé. It was during a meeting of experts from an institution from the United Kingdom and members of the Cameroon Bar Council, and of course members of the Cameroon Bar Council and experts from the Westminster Foundation for Good Governance. The ombudsman experts say is like a public prosecutor put in place by Parliament to check public service and ensure equal benefits by everyone. The position participants say could help to protect human rights in another way different from the traditional public institutions in Cameroon. And in the following excerpt, Batone Chakunte Party explains the key points of that meeting with experts from the Westminster Foundation for Good Governance.
To share experiences on the issue concerning human rights, concerning governance, concerning justice. And during that discussion, the delegation brought to us the experience of ombudsman, which you can imagine does not exist in Cameroon, but which are brought in some countries like UK. Ombudsman is a body to which citizens direct some grievances concerning the state, and the ombudsman will see how to solve it, maybe by recommendation, maybe by some lobbying. That's what we are talking about. And they want us to, the delegation wants the bar to see how we can start discussing that issue and see how our country can implement. And in this regard, I would like to mention that the delegation met the Prime Minister, and I can imagine the issue has been raised during the discussions.
And in the following excerpt, another member of the Bar Council in Cameroon comes back to the role and concept of ombudsman.
What in some countries you call the public prosecutor is somebody who is put there by Parliament to check the functioning of public service. The intention is that the public service should run without discrimination. It should run in a manner that benefits all the members of the community, of the society. And so it helps to remove a part of the reduce litigation and build confidence in the public service. Well, the Bar Council, first of all, is supposed to be an organization that manages and coordinates the activities of lawyers. And lawyers are the watchdog of society, as you all know. They are the watchdog of society, and there's a lot of trust in the Bar Association or the lawyers. Most people will trust their lawyers with their lives. And so it is possible that with the help of the bar, the people may be educated as to how society should be governed and how it will help us to consider every member of our community and how transparency management will help the community. So that's the role of the Bar Council, to help its community.
We talk something else. Increased insecurity in the Mongo division of the Littoral region is preoccupying administrative officials of the Littoral region. The Mongo division that has been at the center of attacks lately recently played host to the Littoral Regional Security Coordination Meeting. Simanji Kangeber tells us more.
With the recent rise of insecurity faced by some inhabitants of the Mongo division as a result of the crisis in the Anglophone zones of Cameroon, with areas like Mombo, Ndor and Banga being the latest cases recording incursions from unidentified gunmen, the choice for Nkonsamba to host the Littoral Security Meeting was timely. Chaired by Littoral's regional governor, it was an occasion for the population to be assured of their security.
They want to be assured that we have taken some measures to assure more security in our villages. We have some borders with our brothers southwest, and most of the time we have in Mombo, Banga, and maybe in Melon some incursions that people can come and shoot down here and there, but it's just to assure them that we have taken some measures.
But for this to be effective, the population also has a role to play, which is that of collaborating with security forces.
But they have to be vigilant and to cooperate, to give information at time so that we can react and make people live in peace.
The gathering that brought together top and local administrative officials within the Mongo division served as a platform for problems faced by those local administrators to be evoked. For the mayor of Nkonsamba 1, the problem of lighting, water and hygiene and sanitation were the major preoccupations of his council area. Meanwhile, the mayor of Nkonsamba 3 talked about problems linked to land titles. In all of the problems raised by the mayors, the governor promised to look into them. The Littoral Security Meeting ended in Nkonsamba this Thursday with a closed-door session amongst the different local administrators.
And the African Institute of Mathematics has renewed its memorandum of understanding with the government of Cameroon. The exercise took place in Yaoundé between officials of the institute and two ministries in Cameroon, notably the Ministry of Higher Education, led by the Minister, Professor Jacques Famendongo, and the Ministry of External Relations, led by Minister Delegate Felix Mbayo. Thierry Zomaho, CEO of the institute, said their objective is to revolutionize the archaic method and pedagogy in the teaching of science in Cameroon and Africa at large. They also plan to expand their training of modern science teachers across Cameroon and the African continent. And in Africa, we move up to South Sudan, where the conflict that has claimed several lives in South Sudan might soon see an end. The leaders who are with the other side, that's the leaders of the conflict, notably the president of the country, Salva Kiir, and his rival Riek Machar, were recently charged to promote peace and introduce reconciliation in South Sudan. The message came from Pope Francis recently in Rome. We have details with Immaculate Fogwe in the following report.
An extraordinary moment as Pope Francis kneels and kisses the feet of South Sudan's rival leaders in an unprecedented act of humbleness to encourage them to strengthen the country's peace. The extraordinary act was done during a spiritual retreat that brought together South Sudan's President Salva Kiir Mayardit, opposition leader Riek Machar, and a delegation of South Sudan's prelates to the Pope's Santa Marta residence in the Vatican. It should be recalled that South Sudan obtained independence from present-day Sudan on July 9, 2011, after decades of bloody conflict. The conflict in South Sudan began in December 2013 after President Salva Kiir accused his former Vice President Riek Machar of orchestrating a plot to overthrow him and later sacked him. Fighting quickly broke out between the two rival militias supporting Kiir and Machar, which soon became divided along ethnic lines. During the course of the war, thousands of persons were killed and so many others displaced. The Vatican has for several years now sought to foster peace in South Sudan, and it saw an opportunity in the latest armistice.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. That was all we had time for as far as the 8 p.m. bilingual newscast on Equinox television from the Central News Desk in Douala, Cameroon is concerned. We thank you for your kind attention. We shall be leaving you and wishing you a blessed stay and a nice weekend. Nadine Yambo, nice weekend.
Merci, Fomi Armstrong, Sanda. Bon week-end à vous également. Mesdames et messieurs, c'est la fin de ce journal. Merci pour votre aimable attention et passez d'agréables moments en compagnie de nos programmes.